More wine, Daisy?
Thank you, butler. Nick, I would love to see you at my table. You remind me of a rose. An absolute rose. Doesn't he, Jordan?
This wasn't true. I'm nothing like a rose. Daisy's trying to hide her emotions. She was angry with Tom. She thinks it's rude for him to leave the table when they have company over. I was about to speak to Jordan and break the awkward silence. Shh! This Mr. Gatsby you spoke of earlier, well, he's my neighbor.
Don't talk. You're such a chatterbox, Nick. Can't you see I'm trying to listen?
Is there something wrong? Is there something going on?
You mean you don't know?
I'm an oblivious man. Obviously, I don't know.
I thought everyone knew right by now. It's pretty obvious. Tom has got some woman in New York.
Got some woman?
This woman should have the decency not to telephone him at dinner time. Don't you think, Nick?
I looked outdoors for a minute, and it's very romantic outdoors. There's a bird on the lawn, and it must be a nightingale. Come over in the cunard or the white star line. He's singing away. Very romantic, Tom, isn't it?
Oh, yes, very romantic. I made the assumption that the phone call was his woman in New York. Who could have called at a better time right now? Daisy looked mad, so this is probably an issue that has made more than one occurrence. I couldn't have guessed what Daisy and Tom were thinking, but I doubt even if Miss Baker, who seems to have mastered a certain hearty metallic urgency out of mind, to a certain temperament, the situation might have seemed intriguing. By my own instinct was to telephone immediately for the police, for things to get out of hand.
Unbelievable.
I told you not to call me.
Is Jordan from New York?
From Louisville. Our white girlhood was passed together there. Our beautiful white.
Did you give Nick a little heart talk on the veranda?
Did I? I can't seem to remember, but I think we talked about the Nordic. Yes, I'm sure we did. It sort of crept up on us, and the first thing you know...
Don't believe everything you hear, Nick.
Okay.
You wanna see some, I wanna see some cash. Keep them dollars coming, and that's gonna make me dance. And that's gonna make me dance. And that's gonna make me dance. Make it.
On my way home, the silhouette of a moving cat wavered across the moonlight, and turning my head to watch it, I saw that I was not alone. 50 feet away, a figure had emerged from the shadow of my neighbor's mansion, and was standing with his hands in his pockets, regarding the silver pepper of the stars. Something in his leisurely movements, and the secure position of his feet upon the lawn, suggested that it was Mr. Gatsby himself, come out to determine what share was his of our local heavens. I decided to call him. Miss Baker had mentioned him at dinner, and that would do for an introduction. But I didn't call him, for he gave a sudden intimation that he was content to be alone. He stretched out his arms toward the dark water in a curious way, and far as I was from him, I could have sworn he was trembling. I glanced seaward and distinguished nothing except a single green light. That might have been at the end of a dock. When I looked once more, Gatsby had vanished.